Previously in the Roman Republic. The Carthaginian conquest of Sicily has not gone unnoticed by the Republic. Agathocles, the old tyrant of Syracuse, has been removed from power and his lands incorporated into the Carthaginian Empire. All that stands in the way of total Carthaginian domination of Sicily are a few independent republics and tribes. Rome cannot let this happen and must prepare for war. However, before Rome can strike, there are a few problems. First of all, the south needs to be entirely controlled to master the strategic Strait of Mercena with the important city of Rhegium, a vital stepping stone linking Italia and Sicily. The consul Quintus Fabius Rullianus made short work of the squabbling city-states that remained, annexing them into the Republic and thus controlling the all-important city of Rhegium and the Strait of Mercena. To protect itself from Carthaginian incursions, the city was heavily fortified, a fortress built in the city itself. The next issue that needed to be solved concerned the navy. For too long, the vile Carthaginians have had total supremacy over the western Mediterranean. This must be stopped. The consul embarked upon a vast naval building program with the docks in Ostia, Neapolis and Veia working day and night to produce vessels that shall one day challenge Carthaginian naval supremacy. Even though there is still a long way to go before Rome can rival Carthage's navy, it is a start. But before Rome can have its war with Carthage, the Republic's northern borders must be secure. Rome cannot risk fighting a war on two fronts. The newly elected consul Appius Claudius Caesar's first plan was to enact a preemptive strike against Rome's old enemy to the north, Etruria. No doubt this lesser nation would take advantage of a Roman-Carthaginian conflict should it happen, so they had to be wiped out. The war was short and brutal, with the Conscripti Italia led by the consul himself taking the fight to the Etruscans, capturing the key cities of Pisa, Kosei, and the heavily fortified Etruscan stronghold of Plestia. Meanwhile, the auxiliary forces of Magna Graecia led by Governor Cneius Flavius took advantage of the Etruscan disarray and launched an invasion of Corsica, putting to good use the newly created navy, funded by his predecessor. However, with the Etruscans gone, the northern border is still not entirely secure. The tribal Sabines remain in central Italia, hiding out in the Appian Mountains like the curs they are. To the east, Placentia and Ancona must be subdued before they can join Carthage, who shall no doubt look for their support for their cause in Italia. And finally, let's not forget the vile Senon Gauls, the barbaric peoples to the north. These people must be dealt with. Rome has not forgotten the sack of the city by these filthy barbarians in 410 AD, who descended into the Po Valley and marched upon Rome, pillaging, ransacking, destroying this glorious eternal city. The Republic shall have its bloody revenge. Only when the north is secure, allowing Rome access to extra sources of income needed to fund its armies and navy, as well as guaranteeing border security, only then can Rome enter its First Punic War, and this is where our story continues. Appius Claudius Caecus' term is nearly up. Elections will be held in October. The likely victor is a lesser-known man called Lucius Cornelius Violens, a member of the Popularis faction due to his humble origins. Before his term is up, Appius leaves a gift to the people of Rome. To commemorate the crushing victory over the Etruscans, he uses the wealth gathered from the campaign to expand the Field of Mars, the traditional Roman mustering ground. On the 1st of October, Lucius Cornelius Violens, a former praetor, takes up office, assisted by Gaius Junius Babulcus. Not a very popular man, Lucius's first task is to win the trust of the Roman people. After amassing considerable wealth due to his time in office as praetor, he sponsors games in Rome, promising the crowd that all of Italia shall soon be under Roman influence. New into the role of consul, he also leans on the old guard by assigning the former consul Appius Claudius Caecus as praetor, assisting him in his endeavours. Now that his power was in place, it was time for war. The Conscripti Italia was raised, as well as the auxiliary soldiers of the Magna Graecia auxiliary force. The first to fall were Sardinia, Placentia and Ancona, who could not withstand the might of Rome. After a brief 2-year war, they peaced out and were entirely annexed by the Roman Republic. The next nation to fall were the Senon Gauls, the final bastion preventing Roman dominance over the entire region of Italia. Once this peace treaty was finished, Rome would be totally in control of every ounce of territory in Roman Italia. All hail Mars, hail Jupiter, victory is upon us. Now that Rome has entire control over the region of Italia, the tensions must be turned towards Carthage. The excess gold that the newly acquired lands north of Rome will provide allows us to increase the size of our armies and navies, and we shall put this extra coin to good use. However, we now have a new consul, only just been elected, Marcus Sempronius Paulus, another grand populist, and he is an energetic, honest and brave man, and he's tasked with readying the Republic for the upcoming war with Carthage. We're going to need to increase our soldiers, increase our fleet, and gather claims, all over the course of 5 years. The first thing he must do is assign a tribunus plebis, or a tribune of the plebs. Lucius Cornelius Violens, an ex-consul and member of the Populist faction, looks like a good fit. Not very loyal, but this will definitely increase his loyalty towards us and increase our support. Now he has been assigned. The border in Ravenna will be fortified. It's got a level 2 fort. The fort in Portus Veneris is going to be fortified by another amount, which is great. And this is going to block any incursions from any of the tribes north of Italy. Now, let's check on Carthage. Carthage. They seem to have reduced their navy size, which is great. We now have total naval supremacy. But a few extra ships would not go amiss, so maybe getting an increase in our fleet size would be good. The next thing that our dear consul is going to do is enact a new law and get ready for the Punic War. What better than to enact the Punic reforms? This allows us to improve or get a legion in our capital region, since we have the professional training invention, which will be good. It also increases our national manpower size and levy multiplier size by 2.5%, so the Punic reforms will be enacted. Now that the Punic reforms have been enacted, we must go and complete our mission tree, because we've pretty much done everything that the Roman Republic has asked us. The Etruscans have been ended, so we can end the Etruscans, gain some pop assimilation speed, but we get local pop happiness decrease, but it doesn't matter because it's going to increase the assimilation speed of the land that we've taken off them. The mighty Etruscans have fallen. Rome's greatest neighbour is reduced, and Rome is the undisputed master of the Tyrrhenian coastline. We'll ensure it is Rome, not Etruria, that is remembered for all time. With newly conquered territories comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it's up to us to decide which township will become the Roman hub of the area. Well, let's have a look. Which one shall we make? We can either make we can either transfer the power of the Volcae to Cosse, which is this coastal city here. Clusium, the city of Lars Porsena, which is in land over here. Vetulonia, the home of the Fasces, which is... Where is Vetulonia? Vetulonia. Is that on the coast as well? I don't think so. Is it over here? No. Populonum, the city of metal. Where's Populonum? Have I found these? No, that's Arietum. Perugia. Where are these places? Oh, Populonium's here. And Vetulonia. Is it Volterrae? Vidi Volterna? No. Where the hell is Vetulonia? I don't know. But I don't like that. I think we're going to place it on Cosse. Cosse is a good city. It's got a lot of pops in there already, 25. And it's a good area and increase the pop assimilation speed, migration attraction. Get 4 Roman freemen. Why not? Let's do that. So now we've got the glorious capital over here in Cosse. We are going to fortify this up. We'll get a fort there just in case anyone tries to invade us. Notably during the upcoming war with Carthage we're going to have, because they would probably bring in some troops and disembark them over in the Italian mainland, and with a couple of forts we can stop the invasion happening. We'll also get a fort going on Corsica, just so we can actually protect the city of Aleria here, because down south there is Carthaginian land. We might actually disembark some soldiers onto Corsica to help with the occupation of Sardinia at some point. The next mission we can do is drive out the Gauls, which... Oh no, we can unseat the Umbrians, which we've done. Of course, the Umbrians have been unseated. The scheming Umbrians who never hesitated to aid our enemies have learned the price and at last fallen like the rest. The way to Gallia is open and the great hill towns of the Umbrii family finally under our thumb. With newly acquired territory comes inevitable parceling of land. So, where do we make the capital in the region here? So we have Iguvium, which is this place here, the stronghold of the Umbrii. Plestia, the capital of Umbria, which is here. Picenum, an Adriatic stronghold. So Picenum is down here, which is fairly cool. Or Esculum, the Sabine Roma. Esculum, which is here. So I say we make it here in Iguvium, because it controls the passage between north and central Italy. So Iguvium, the stronghold of the Sabines, which will be here, we'll place that there. That is good, it controls the passage from north, and it blocks everything that's going to come down this way if anyone does actually manage to get past the fort of Ravenna. Now the Umbrians have been unseated, we can drive out the Gauls. Of course, Marcus Sempronius Paulus will gain popularity, and we'll get to found a Colonia again. So the northern borders of Italia are free from barbarians, and the gateway to Cisalpine Gaul secure. The Gauls must be kept as far from Rome as possible. It seems many Celts in Ariminum have already fled their homes for the neighbouring Boii. With newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of provinces. So, we shall make it at Ravenna, and we shall make it a military port as well, because it was historically a military port of Ravenna. So we shall put the capital there in Ravenna, which is cool. Next we shall do Italian Colonia. We can pick one of 4 specializations for the Roman Colonia modifier, and we gain 2 free province investments, since we have now united the whole of the Italian region, which is fantastic. With the growing importance of the Colonia as bastions of Roman culture and administration, we must decide what sort of cities we want them to be. Is civic organisation the most important objective, or securing a steady stream of recruits? Is the key to greatness the integration of the conquered, or encouraging trade and production? They shall provide the core of our new units, all Roman Colonia, so these are all the group of the Roman colonies we've founded all over the place through the events. They will all gain either local manpower plus 10% with some cohort recruit speed. The Colonia will threat the greatness of Rome, which means they'll all gain local tax and some building slots. They will be organised around provincial centres. We get commerce value or slave need for surplus go down, or their purpose will be to Romanise the locals. Their purpose will be to Romanise the locals, which was historically what Colonia were for. Kind of Romanise an area, which we shall definitely do. We'll Romanise this area down here. That seems like an awesome thing to do. So all the pop simulation speed in these Colonia we found, it should increase. And of course, increase the amount of Roman pops we shall have in Italia, which is going to be very nice indeed. Now the next question is, what do we want here? Do we want Roman hegemony or Italic citizenship? So, for this Italic citizenship, the peoples of Italia remain jaded at their sudden and deleterious return in fortune. Granting them equal footing with Romans may win them over at the cost of some aristocratic grumblings. Or Roman hegemony, the conquered must accept their conquest, and this time Rome is the conqueror. The dominance of Romans grants them higher status in society over other Italic peoples, so the senators say. If we take this option, if the senator gains some popularity, would lose 10 stability, every adult Roman character would gain 10 loyalty, and integrated culture happiness would go up, but integration speed would go down, and unintegrated culture happiness goes down. Or we can grant Italic citizenship for them all, and I would lose 30 stability, every Roman character would lose loyalty, but every Italic subject will gain opinion of Rome. Well, no. Our total quest was for Roman hegemony, which was to take control of the entire Roman or Italian peninsula and put it under Roman control, not these pesky Italic tribes or semi-republics, which will be, of course, slowly integrated. These local vassals of ours will be integrated down the line, but Roman hegemony is the one we're going to be going for here, definitely. While this mission is currently in the process of being made, I think it's time to get some claims going on Carthage, and we shall make a few in order to get the potential or to get the required claims for the upcoming war. The more claims we have, the more land we can take off Carthage. Before we go any further, it is time to raise our first legion. We have the gold, and Rome is going to raise the Legio Italia, the very first legion, and we shall give it command to... Who shall we give it command to? Publius Decius Mus, a populist, is going to be the first commander of the legion. Lucius Papirius Cursor would also be a legate. And Metellus Claudius Crassus, a kind of major family member of the Claudii family, will be assigned as a legate, and then we shall dismiss that one. We shall have 3 sub-legate commanders. The composition of the Legion is going to be the following, of course. We shall go with some heavy cavalry units as the first line. We shall then go with some heavy infantry units for the secondary line. We'll go for 10 of them. And we shall go with 2 supply trains and maybe 4 units on the flank? Or do I want 10 units on the flank? We'll go with this first. We can always add to this afterwards. So we shall definitely go with this. And the First Legion! It's a large step for a nation to show it has the resources to keep a standing army. As we have formed the Legio Italia, we now stand as a nation above all others. Our glorious nation enters a new era of professional soldiers that will show no mercy to our enemies. Additionally, they will be able to forge a legacy of their own, and bravery or lack thereof shall determine its character. Legio Italia is awarded Primogenia. And we have our First Legion based in Rome, which is going to be incredibly helpful. And along with the auxiliary cohorts that we can still raise, we should be able to do a decent amount of damage to Carthage. The economy is kind of not as powerful as it was now, but that's fine. We're only just making money, but it's good. At least we're not in the negatives. And we now have our army. We're going to get you guys on unit reorganization, and let's go forward. Some more trade offers here from Lingonia. They want to trade. That's not a problem. We have the mission here that's still going on. As soon as that finishes, we shall see if we have an option for the Punic Wars, which is going to be super interesting. The Belgae want trade. You are going to go and deal with these pirates quickly, which is definitely what we want to do. The Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus attracts travellers. The sheer grandeur of the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus attracts travellers from all over the region. It is not uncommon that they vacation in the area, and a large number use this as their destination to revel in the glory of our wonder. We will not let our divine monument be tainted by foreigners. Gain some stability. There must be a monastery gain. In this kind of exposure, or a monetary gain. Sorry, not monastery. Monetary gain. Get some gold. Or a wonder is meant for the people. They are free to come. Well, what is our guy like? We're an energetic and honest man. Our wonder is meant for the people. They are free to come. There must be a monetary gain. Will not let a divine monument be tainted by foreigners. Well, we have gone down Roman hegemony, which means Roman is like supreme, so we will not let it be tainted by foreigners. We shall do that. That is what we shall do. Foreigners will not taint our land. Here the pirates have been dealt with. Carthage still has a decent sized navy, nothing that we can't deal with. You will be off unit reorganizing. I am losing gold now, but I have got my army maintenance increased, which I am going to pop down to a normal level now, because we can't afford to have them on very high maintenance. And once a paragon of virtue, the many terrible things Marcus Sempronius Paulus has seen have dealt a blow to his faith. We can only hope that he finds peace at the end. He gains lapsed, which means now he does not believe in anything of the religious mind. The gods have abandoned him, the gods have forsaken him. Now, do I need more men? Probably not. We have more than enough. Tribal Chief Secundus offers friendship. We've received the envoy sent by Tribal Chief Secundus Metellius, ruler of our subject Peligna. He offers our ruler, Consul Marcus Sempronius Paulus, friendship. Well, he's an honest man. And he's like, why not? Yeah, why not? This could be useful. We'll be friends with you. Roman hegemony. From now on, the people of this peninsula will bow to Rome, serving in her armies and paying into her treasury. They may be strife in the short term, but the delusions of the conquered will be tempered by realization of natural order in time. They may prattle on about citizenship. Let them. With our new power on the stage of history, Rome has larger things to worry about. Every adult Roman gains loyalty. We're going to lose a bunch of stability. Integrated culture happiness goes up. Unintegrated culture happiness goes down. And integration speed goes down. And we lose 10 stability. But that's fine. A petitioner approaches. A venerable elder by the name of Lucius Postumius Megellus approached our consul in private this morning. In a hushed voice, he spoke of a vision in the near future in which he was found by his loved ones having been hanged by brigands. How awful. Let's take good care of him. Let's take care of him. Our dear honest consul Marcus Sempronius Paulus will take care of this man. We can now go for a tradition, which would be pretty nice indeed for the extra heavy infantry discipline. However, since the war with Carthage is coming, we're going to keep the military experience for the morale of armies, which has a nice increase, which would be good indeed. Now, the mission has been finished. We can now finish this mission, and Roman Italia has now been done. Now, what do we do next? The first Provincia. Conquer, subdue, or colonize the islands of Corsica, Sardinia, and Sicily. Or we can go subduing Greece. But nope, the first Provincia is going to be what will start us off. And of course, this will push us towards Carthage. The case for expansion, we will gain claims on everything in Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica. Which is definitely the first war that we're going to want to do. Which would then mean we would go down to conquer Corsica, approach Siculians, which we don't really want to offer them subject status. Secure Sardinian coast, which is over there, and Sicilian foothold, settling Corsica. Yep, the case for expansion will be done first. We gain 3 claims. I probably shouldn't have gone and fabricated a claim down here. I would get 3 claims on it anyway. But what we shall do is fabricate some more claims on Carthage once we've done on the North African coastline, which would be the best thing to do. So we shall see what happens with our claims. Lucius Cornelius Scipio has died. You were the governor... Oh no, you were the vulnerarius. So we need a new vulnerarius now, which is the physician. And who shall we give this position to? Numerius Cornelius of the Cornelii family. The family is scorned. He's very loyal. He is of the Optimates, though. And what are we? We are a Popularis. So hopefully we can stick with the Popularis family, or even a Bonii family, which is better than the Optimates, which goes completely against what the Popularis are for. So we are going to hand this position to Lucius Cornelius Scipio. He may not be great, but he is of the Bonii faction, which is what we want. The Greek menace. So, Publius Sulpicius Severio stridently advocates the conquest of Syracuse. These Greeks are colonists, little better than Punic grocers, who abandoned their own lands to rape the soil and cities of our Siculian brothers. It is somewhat succeeded where the hybristic Athenians failed. No city can long withstand the wrath of Rome. We gained cracking the phalanx, siegeability like Cavafence, and we gained claims on eastern Sicily. Thank you very much, my dear friend. We shall march our legion down to the southern tip of Rhegium down here and get ready to launch the attack. I think we will also probably raise one of the levies, and we will get them ready to strike, I think, over in Sardinia. Anyway, the Popularis agenda, restoring public land. The Popularis have often targeted the richer elements of our society, seeking to claim the wealth of the upper classes for the masses. Their most recent focus is the head of the Claudii family, Appius Claudius Caesarus. The Senate floor is abuzz with rumours and accusations of corruption, and the Popularis are demanding that Appius return some of their land to its rightful owner, the Republic. So, we've always suspected Appius of abusing his influence. He loses 25 loyalty, but the Popularis restore the land to the Republic. And that is what we shall do. He's not going to like it, but there's not really much we can do about it. Clamouring for glory. Even with our recent successes, it is surprising how quickly the people of Rome have become accustomed to the idea of our indefatigability. Spurred by the soldiers' trinkets and stories, crowds proclaim the invincibility of our forces, citing them as proof Rome is loved clearly by the gods, demanding further campaigns and conquest against our neighbours. Rome gains clamour for blood, enslavement efficiency goes up, desecrate cost modifier goes down, or it's wealth they want, hold triumph cost, and freeman happiness goes up. Well, the people demand blood. People like blood in games. So why not? The people like blood in games. We shall give them blood in games. People want blood. Increasing enslavement efficiency. Publius Decius is now dead. I think he was the commander of the Legion. Was he the commander of the Legion? He was. Oh, now the commander has gone to Lucius Papirius Cursor. He's the commander of this Legion. 8 martial ability man. He is kindly, greedy, but proud. Now, restoring the status quo. The hubbub of whispering senators fades as Gaius Junius Babulcus stands and clears his throat theatrically. Friends, Carthaginian merchants have long enjoyed mastery of Mediterranean trade, even in Rome. Why, when we have the strength to wrest the markets of all Italia from these foreign bean counters? Rome gains ending Punic influence for 60 months, ship damage done, shipbuilding cost is reduced, and we also gain claims on Sardinia and Western Sicily. Gnaeus Fabius has succumbed to his wounds, he's now dead, he's a stressful man, and he died of stress. Poor dude. So we need a new governor in Magna Graecia. And we shall give this position to the very loyal populist Sertor Adelius, I think. He's prominent, he's just, he is a man of the people, and he's very loyal. So he will be in command of the auxiliary forces of Magna Graecia. Is the mission nearly done? Very nearly indeed. Very nearly, very nearly. 56 ships here still. We don't have enough gold in order to make any more, which is a shame. But if we have control of the seas, then Carthage will not be able to ferry any reinforcements, which is what we hope. The drums of war. The mood in Rome is once again one of hopeful trepidation, of the calm before the storm, the wistful yearning of fresh-faced soldiers for the spoils and adventure of war. Rome stands on the threshold of everlasting glory. The fates and future of all the peoples of the world perhaps lie in our hands. Much will be decided in the coming days. Roma Invicta. Now, Corsica has been conquered, which we did in the previous war against the Etruscans, so we can now found a Colonia in this territory. But we shall do that once the first war has been finished with Carthage. So the First Punic War is going to be underway, people. Let's go! Now, the levies shall be raised. We shall raise Legio Italia. The Legion of Magna Graecia shall also be raised. The other auxiliary forces will not be raised. Now, we shall bring over the Conscripti Italia is going to go and join the Legion in Rhegium in order to launch the invasion of Sicily. The Conscripti Magna Graecia are going to go to Posse, or no, they're going to go to Ostia, and we're going to drop them off in Corsica, and of course launch the invasion of Corsica with that force. And then our navy is going to blockade the seas here, and hopefully block the Carthaginian navy in their ports and not allow them to ferry across any reinforcements at all. Let's go. I hope you've been looking forward to this. Rome has been looking forward to the First Punic War. It promises to be good. It promises to be big. It promises to be important. Now, the auxiliary force is now going to go over here. We'll then go over there. We could probably capture some of these pirate ships, I believe. Which we are going to do. Oh no, we didn't capture any. Did I? We captured a few. Not many, but a few. Let's see. How long have we got in power here? I still got a bit of time. It looks like it is going to be Marcus Sempronius Paulus who will be leading the First Punic War. He enacted the Punic reforms, and it's suiting that he does actually get the war going. But anyway, let's get the navy, and let's go and see where we can find the Carthaginian forces before we declare. The auxiliary forces are marching down to Rhegium, and while that's doing, we shall do a little bit of scouting with our navy, see if we can find any of the Carthaginian fleet. They might be docked in Carthago. Yep, the fleet is docked in Carthago, which we shall maintain a blockade of. And that means they cannot ferry any troops across towards either Sicily or Sardinia. We have the claims on all the land over here. I think it's time to go, people. It's time to start the First Punic War. Let's do this. Carthage, they're going to be bringing in a handful of allies, and of course they have quite a few on the Sicilian mainland. We're going to bring our friends as well. The war goal is going to be to take Syracuse and get the lands of the tyrant Agathocles back, but this time under the influence and power of Rome. Let's do this. The Popularis approve. They want their war. We have low stability, but the war is still being enacted. And let's go. So the first thing we need to do is take control of the land across the strait. So take control of the city of Mercena. And then we need to go and occupy Syracuse, which is going to be super important. It looks like there is really no forts over here, so the occupation of Syracuse should happen relatively quickly. Now, the auxiliary forces of Magna Graecia are going to launch an attack on this fort over here and try and take the fort in Hydea, Lusitania, and try and take this so we can then push further down south. And of course, the Roman navy is blockading the Carthaginian forces in the Sea Sinus Utensis, so there's no way these are going to actually be able to ferry any forces across. Publius Sulpicius Severio died, and I think that was a former consul, or one of the very first consuls we had. He's now died and crossed over into the world of the gods. We need a new Pontifex Maximus, and we shall give this position to Peneus Amasus. He's the best man for the job, and he is of the Populist faction, which goes well. The Populists look after themselves. And let's see. So now the Siege of Mercena is going on, a minor addendum. Gain some stability for PI. We are definitely going to do that. Definitely. In a daring display of heroic bravado, Andromenine Hippostrated managed to escape his captors and flee to the cursed lands of Aravacia. Well, this guy was in our dungeon. He's fled, but oh well. I don't think it's too much of a problem. I can't see any Carthaginian forces just yet. The Legion is going to go and occupy the provincial capital in this settlement here. No one else is at war with us over here. Acrogas haven't joined in because they are independent, which is good. So are these, which makes it a lot easier for us. The auxiliary forces of the Legion Italia are going to go and occupy Syracuse, which is Beirut now in Carthaginian, vile Carthaginian tongue. Over in Sardinia, our armies are crossing the strait, which they have done, and now they are slowly going to occupy everything over there, which is fantastic. And hopefully, this war shall be a resounding success. Quintus Sempronius Panzer died of a terrible fever. Areus Proctid died of a fever. It was the Optimates party leader, so he's gone. And now we have a scorned family, apparently. The Sempronii are pretty angry at the fact they don't have any positions. So, we must remove one of the Claudii family members, if we can. We can remove this Claudii family member, who is really not loyal. He's really disloyal. Can we imprison him? We can't. We might have to get rid of him at some point in the near future. However, we can place Publius Sempronius Sophus, the son of one of our former consuls, as a position of researcher. Which we shall do. He's a little bit worse off than the other guy, but it doesn't really matter, and it will keep the Optimates happy. You know, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, you know the saying. We are taking a bit of attrition because there is a storm in the coastal sea here, in the Sea Sinus Utensensis. The Legion has taken control of the provincial capital here. We might be able to go for some access with these, which we are going to do. We'll have for some military access for the nations that are still independent on Sicily. We are your liberators. And now we should go and occupy the fort of Zis. We need to go and take care of that. The Conscripti Magna Graecia are taking care of this fort. It shouldn't be too long before it's been taken down. Of course, our blockade is, like, super effective. And they are literally not going to be able to ferry any reinforcements across. And I might be able to ferry some across into Carthage itself. I am very tempted to do so. Now, there is a 5k levy over here. The levy of Magna Graecia will send the Legion to deal with them. The sacking of Beirut. We are an honest man. We're brave. We're not much of a kind of cruel man. So, we'll let the Legion be gentle. We are here to free the Greek or the Hellenic pops of Sicily. So, we'll let the Legion be gentle. That goes well with our guy. We need a new augur now. And we shall place... Shall we place as augur? That is a very good question. Well, I'm not placing Numerius Cornelius because he's really bad. So we shall probably place... we've got a lot of Optimates in there, but it doesn't matter. We need to keep them all the families happy. So we'll place Tiberius Cornelius. He will do the job just fine. And now our Legion is going to go and try and get rid of that levy of Magna Graecia. They don't have too many yet. Only light troops, so our Legion is going to smash them fairly easily. Without any issues whatsoever. Their fleet is still blocked in the bay here. They cannot do anything. This war has been meticulously planned for ages, and now we are engaging the Carthaginian troops. We have the wrong tactic. He did go bottleneck, but he only has light troops. Our heavy infantry in the centre are going to absolutely smash through his centre lines anytime soon. And he actually fled. He fled before the middle line engaged. We might be able to catch him. I don't know where he's retreating to, but we can try and get him. You are going to go and take Lilibaya. If we can. Actually, no, I need to go and get this fort over here. So go and occupy that fort. Actually, no, we have a fort here. Heraclium and Noah. You're going to go and occupy this. It is a level 3 fort, actually. It's quite big. And this is a level 3 fort as well. This is a level 2 fort. Wow. So we're going to need to try and take these down. Hopefully, our allies will attach to this. What we're going to do is go over here. Looks like Carthage were kind of prepared for the war, because they have fortified their cities over in Sicily. Over here, the siege has nearly done, 14%, not too long now. The blockade is still going on fantastically well. There's no way Carthage are going to be able to send out any units to deal with us. And this is going to do a massive hit to Carthaginian economy and Carthaginian influence. They're going to be able to have less men, less fleets, less everything. It's all good stuff. Now, the retreating army has been caught by our legion, and our auxiliary forces who are going to siege down Heraclea and Minoa have caught the Heraclean Minoan force. This should be fairly easy as well. We have got the right tactics, shock against envelopment. He has a few heavy units, but our 2 heavy infantry units, and then of course we're flanking, so it shouldn't be too long. Their morale is being absolutely crushed. The same goes for the battle in Zis. They're both down, they're both dead. We got a stack wipe over in Zis. This we didn't get a stack wipe though, which is a shame, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we win this war and really weaken Carthaginian influence. Defend and desert over here in the siege there. Once we take this, we shall be able to take the province capital, which would allow our auxiliary force to resupply and gain some food back. At the moment, they're currently losing food. Carthage's fleet is still incredibly useless and blocked. There's nothing they can do. All their forces are stuck here. However, they have launched out an attack on us here, so they have decided to send out their fleet. I will increase fleet maintenance quickly for the battle. We have, what, 3.13 morale? They have 3.22. I don't know what kind of ships they have. We have pretty much the same type of units, except we have better types of ships. I think. Yeah, we have the same types of units, except we've got the wrong tactic here. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. Hopefully numbers will do us justice. Currently, we are losing this fight, to be honest. Actually, are we losing the fight? We are. It's fairly even. No, we are losing. We're getting flanked. I think all of our units are being totally smashed here. So this is a very disappointing battle. This means we're going to have to retreat. And we're going to have to quickly retreat and try to lick our wounds here. We shall dock in Mercena here quickly, I think. That's got to be the best place to dock. He must have had a decent commander. Yeah, they've got a 14 martial commander in the navy, which is the reason why he's beat me. But before we lose any more ships, I'm going to go and dock them over here. We lost 4 ships. 5 have fallen into their hands, so they have taken over naval supremacy here. But what we shall quickly do is increase... We'll get some ships back very quickly. We need some more Tetrias, we need some more Liberdians. We have the gold, so we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll increase the navy size. We'll reduce the navy maintenance down a little bit so I can actually maintain them. And now we need to be careful because they are going to be sending... a lot of kind of troops across now to try and combat us. Anyway, rapid assembly. After suffering a crushing defeats at the hand of the numerously, fiercely competent Carthaginian navy, our fleet has slunk back to port with many hands lost. However, it's not all as devastating as it may appear. Amongst the surviving Roman vessels, a lone Carthaginian quadrireme sits, captured after it strayed too close to the retreating navy. Upon inspection by our shipwrights, a startling discovery was made. The Carthaginians, in a feat of engineering ingenuity, have numbered each plank, rib, and oar that make up the vessel, rendering construction of such majestic warships a matter of almost arbitrary skill. Adopting such a practice could hugely increase our potential for fielding a vast navy, perhaps even rivaling that of the Phoenicians themselves. Well, yeah, ship recruit speed and ship build cost. Let's do that. Every port in Magna Graecia, though, gains +2 unrest for 10 years, but we'll gain the Carthaginian construction techniques. It is going to help us. So the siege over here has finally been won, so we've got that. Now we need to go and take over the fort over this side, and we are definitely going to need to try and get some of our ships back very quickly. Carthage are going to be ferrying troops across, and that is not something we want them to do. The siege here is going to take a little bit of time, so it is over here as well. They've got really high level forts. Hopefully here what's going to happen is we can quickly repair our ships. Do I have a better naval commander? Oh, the guy's got one-eyed now, by the way. But you were responsible of the crushing defeat, so we're going to replace him with Gaius Junius Babulcus, the co-consul. You will have command of the naval forces. We have the war goal, so that is fine. The only issue I have now is that we really need to deal with the Carthaginian navy ASAP. Yeah, our ships have got low strength. So it's going to be a while before we can actually get them combat ready again. Well, that's made things very interesting, I have to say. It's made them incredibly interesting, actually. Anyway, the sacking of Heraclea and Manoa will let the looting be gentle again. We do not want to destroy the cities. We want to take them and get them under our influence. Now our auxiliary forces are going to go and try and siege this place down. There's only 2 fort levels there, so it shouldn't be that big. And Selinus. We need to take Selinus down. Oh no, they've ran off. It looks like we're going to get there before they do. I do need to go and pick up our extra forces here at some point. I think Carthage are going to be sending on troops to... Yeah, they are. They're definitely going to be ferrying troops over at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take them, though. Anyway, there exists in Rome a general feeling of dissatisfaction at the financial practices of Tiberius Cornelius. So Tiberius Cornelius is the augur. Malicious rumours circulate painting a wild picture of the hoards of gold jealously squirreled away in the national treasury. Donate to the poor. Or have Tiberius make a public appearance. Well, we shall donate to the poor. We have the gold, we're an honest man, and pleasing the masses seems to be the very right thing that a Roman consul should do. So we shall please the masses. They shall be happy. Now, please fall. This needs to fall very quickly. Where are our allies? They're here. They're not engaging anybody just yet, which is quite worrisome. I was hoping they would have attacked somebody and engaged them. How is our navy doing? We're getting these ships back. We are increasing our navy size as well. But we need the extra health. I have no idea where the Carthaginian fleet is, though. That is the real problem I have at the moment. Anyway, another status. This is taking forever to fall. We need to blockade this. I need to send someone to blockade it, because it's literally taking forever. The level of the fort is so high, it's being incredibly difficult to siege down. We also then need to go and deal with the 3k stack up there afterwards. Can we launch an assault on this? Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to take that risk. We could probably potentially lose too many men. A supply shortage here, which is horrible, again. We are under attack now by the small auxiliary force here. I'm hoping that we can beat him. We have a better commander, so we should. Anyway, we have engaged. We are going to be flanking this guy, which we are going to be doing. And we should beat him. We have the right tactic. He has the wrong tactic. It is actually quite a close fight. The siege over here has been won. And we are going to go and take over the province capital here. And then we'll march all the way up north to deal with what's left with them. We have a couple of units sieging down Cosse. We're going to need to deal with them as well. So, looks like our navy, we're going to have to send them out. They have replenished their health. We have got a better commander. And we are going to go and pick up these guys over here quickly and ferry them over to help with the fighting over on this side. Anyway, we beat back his units here. The battle was closer than anticipated, but we did end up winning. It took us some time, but we did end up beating them. Civic advances, that's some extra tech. We shall sort that, of course, at the end of the war. The siege over here was lost. Fair enough. But we shall go and liberate it. Now, we'll wait for the navy to come in here. We'll get you guys on the boat. Anyway, Massalian Ventures. The Greeks of Massalia have once again launched an expedition to explore beyond the Pillars of Heracles, no doubt searching for trading opportunities with the barbarians. Their previous expedition seems to have yielded little in the way of results beyond some ravings about tides and spurious tales of mythical islands, but the ports are alive, chattering sailors spinning their yarns about the captain's record and how to handle the various horrific beasts that hide in the great ocean. Let them chase their delusions. So that's the Greek Massalian explorers. They're kind of exploring everything, so we'll let them do their crazy stuff. Right, there we go. So the sacking of Selinus, we've finally taken it down, so we'll let the looting be gentle again. Again, we are liberating Sicily and not ransacking it, which is the difference. Now we can go and finish off this 2k stack there very quickly indeed. Our navy is increasing in size, but so is the Carthaginians. We need to make sure we beat them in the naval arms race. It is vital. Anyway, the Battle of Hippania, we have won this fight, thank goodness, and now we'll go and occupy Lilybaeum. They are going to retreat over there. We might be able to get a decent stack wipe there. Anyway, now we're going to disembark over here quickly. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go over here and deal with the 2k stack that's trying to siege down Cosse. I can't let them take it. They cannot have a Roman city under their control. So now I've caught them. And then we'll go all the way back over to Corsica and Sardinia and take what's left. Another Roman will call down the blessing of Mars, the god of war, for the extra discipline. Discipline can never go amiss in a war like this. Anyway, these have been stacked over here in Cosse, so they've been dealt with fairly easily. Now we send you back and we'll go and occupy what's left in Corsica. Here we stack wiped Selinus, so they've been taken care of, and the siege of Ziz has nearly been finished now. Carthage still haven't sent any men across, which I'm very surprised about, to be fair. I was expecting them to send some extra units over, but they haven't. Anyway, the sacking of Lilybaea. What is Lilybaea? It's Punic and Carthaginian, and here none shall hide. Actually, no, we'll let the men roam freely. We're not a cruel man, we're honest. Even though honest is not basically opposite of cruel, but we're not an evil. We don't look like to be an evil man, so we'll let the men roam freely. We'll ransack it a bit more than the other cities because it is Punic and like Carthaginian in culture. So why not deal with them? It's just a good thing to do. Anyway, now the auxiliary forces are going to join with the Legion here. We have beat a small navy over here back, so that's them gone. And I captured a few ships as well, which is good news. We shall now go and take the capital, Olbia Rancer, the capital of Sardinia Borealis, which needs to be under our control. Carthage are ferrying some troops across here, so we are going to get our navy and see if we can catch them and sink their ships. They're ferrying a 7k stack, the first levy of Numidia. We might be able to get them. I don't know where they're going, though, so let's follow them. We shall try to follow them and try to get... Where are they going? I have no idea, but we are going to follow these. And now we shall go and liberate the city of Aleria that was occupied by Carthaginian forces. Hopefully this will fall. It has fallen now, which is fantastic. What culture is this? Again, it is Punic, so we shall let the men roam freely and ransack it to the troops' heart's content. Now, the entirety of Sicily is under control. We shall now try to sack the city of Carthage, I think, and that should put an end to the Punic War. Or the First Punic War, at least. Unless we can easily take some land now. We can take all this. But not all this, so it looks like we're going to go and have to sack Carthage to the ground. That sounds like a good idea. Now, he has sent over 7,000 men over here. I could catch him. Actually, it's 56 ships. A little bit risky. Yeah, they've got a brilliant commander. So what we're going to do is we're going to flee back here. And we're going to let him send his 7,000 men. We've got a fort over here and a pretty high level fort. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go and ransack Carthage. That is what we're going to do. Anyway, under the guidance of Lucius Cornelius Violens, Rome has gone from strength to strength. Some of our advisors are recommending the institution of a new tax law. Well, let's gain good-natured. We have no need for gold. I think we have no need for gold. Energetic, honest, brave, and good-natured. Why not? It increases everyone's subject opinion of us, so that is a good thing to have. Anyway, we sent them back here. That's destroyed the Carthaginian force on Corsica. Now all we need to do is take back the city that we got under his control. Now, we embark the armies, and we are now going to go and, of course, ransack the living hell out of Carthage. This may be a little risky with his fleet over here, but I think we can do this. I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe we could. A bountiful harvest. We gain the gold, or the people should rejoice. The people shall rejoice. We are a populares, a man of the people. The people rejoice with bread and games. Anyway, we'll bring all you on here. Carthage has only got a level 1 fort. We can easily deal with this. And once Carthage is ransacked, I think the war should be over. And we are going to ransack this as hard as we can. Definitely. It's going to be crazy ransacked. Got some oratory advances, which is going to be nice for the next, for the next war. We are going to get some extra technology, maybe in the military section. I don't really know just yet. But all we need to do now is ransack the living hell out of Carthage. Now, the war is not over yet. And we are going to grant our man emergency dictator powers. He needs an extra year to finish his war. So we're going to appoint ourselves dictator. Marcus Sempronius Paulus is now dictator. He's got an extra year on his term. But it's exceptional times demand exceptional measures. Which means he needs to finish the war he started. And he will be the man who won the First Punic War, because it has pretty much been won. There's nothing that Carthage can really do anymore. We are blockading their port. This should fall pretty quickly. The siege of Aleria has been won. We have control over Corsica again. We shall go and deal with the last remaining Carthaginian forces there. 7,000 Carthaginian forces are trying to take Passaron, but they haven't taken it yet. They've got a pretty high fort level to get through. And this would have been a fairly successful first war against Carthage. And then the second Punic War will be to take their possessions out of North Africa, I think. But before we do the second Punic War, we may have to try to expand in Greece and deal with Macedon. The pesky Greeks must be finished over here, so expanding in Illyria and Greece may be a good option for us next. The siege of Passarum has been lost. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not really bothered about that. Gaius Junius Babulcus has died. He was our co-consul, or one of our former co-consuls, I think. Yeah, I'm sure he was a former co-consul. He was an admiral, but he was one of the former co-consuls. So he's now died. We need a new admiral, though, before anyone comes. Appius Claudius Cordex. That sounds like a cool commander name. Or Decimus Sempronius Brutus. He's the one who lost the naval battle, so we're not going to place you, but we will place Appius Claudius Cordex as the admiral. He's got a very high martial skill, 9, and he just got a very military name, hasn't he? It's like kind of an admirally name, so we might as well put him on. Oh, Carthage are trying to liberate the siege. Oh no, they're not. They were trying to liberate it, but they're not anymore. Oh, they are. They're going to try and attack us and liberate it. So what are we going to go for? I don't know what tactic he's going to use, but we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Let's let him engage. Now I am running out of food, so we do need to take this quickly. But anyway, we are fighting. It's shock against shock, so no one's got like any tactical advantage. However, I've just realised I completely forgot to set my legion composition, which is really bad for me. But oh well, we are fighting here. Carthage are reinforcing, but we should be fine. Our heavy infantry should smash through whatever he has. A wealthy patron. The city of Rhegium has often been overlooked by the wealthy patrons of our capital. Today, however, Marcus Fulvius Pertinus has offered to spend a sizable quantity of wealth on constructing a grand temple to Juno. Very well, he gains popularity, he loses gold, but we gain some local pop happiness. I can convince him to invest in other avenues, like the slave trade, or we can surely let Rhegium decide. Well, he's part of my political party, so let's let him. He can build a temple. But anyway, the fight's still going on here. It's very tight indeed. We might actually lose this battle. Yeah, we're going to lose this battle. It looks like we're going to have to push back. Yes, we're going to retreat. We have to retreat. There's nothing else I can do here. They've outnumbered us. They outnumbered us pretty significantly. So anyway, let's see what we can peace out for. Can't do all that just yet, but we need to retreat. Damn you! Damn you! So we're going to retreat. We'll come back here and we'll lick our wounds in Ziz. And I need to remember, we are going to reorganize our legions here. Put them first, that second, of course, set flank size to 2. I completely forgot to do that. I feel very silly indeed. I feel incredibly silly. But then we'll dock you back over here, which is fine. And we might as well go and deal with the... We might as well go and take back what he's occupied over there. We're going to go and deal with you over here quickly. There is this guy trying to seize this back. So we'll go and deal with you. My legions, I've docked them back over here. Can we raise any extra forces? I don't think we can. What we're going to do is we're going to reorganize our forces. And I own it, but I can't reorganize that yet. So we are going to... Actually, we'll get you back in the boat. And we shall go and reorganize over here. That is definitely what we're going to do. We need to reorganize, get some food back, get some forces back, because our armies have been absolutely smashed in the Battle of Carthage, which is not a good thing at all. We are going to increase our navy size. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4 Tetrias, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hexias, and 8 of them. We need to increase our navy size. It's vital that we do. Now, would Carthage want to peace out yet? No, nearly. We have 0 reasons. We're very close to being able to take what we need. It's a shame, though. It's a shame that we lost the Battle of Carthage. But it would have been too easy if we won the Battle of Carthage. Anyway, we're going to take this province capital back. We should be able to beat him fairly easily. And let's go and help out our friend who actually got beat up there. Right, let's go. Come on. There we go. So we're going to catch this guy. We're going to finish him off. Our legions and our levies or auxiliary forces are reorganizing in Regium. We are victorious in the battle over there. We'll occupy this provincial capital back, and then we shall peace out. Maybe one big naval battle against Carthage would be good. I have more men. Do I want to? No, we don't want to. Don't want to come out yet. I don't think I want to risk that just yet. Or do I? Let's see. Where's my overall navy? Lost my overall navy. Ah, here it is. Right, let's pull you out over here. No, they've actually gone past us. Okay, I thought they were going to engage us, but they've actually gone past. But anyway, the war should be over now. Yes, the war can be over. The First Punic War has been finished. We are going to occupy all of Sardinia, all of Sicily nearly. All we'll need is the extra piece of territory there, but we can take all this very easily. Let's peace out. Just before the dictator's term or extra kind of term finishes, which is a very good thing. So let's do this. Bim, bam, and boom. And the conquest of Syracuse. The city of Syracuse has finally fallen to our troops and is now in our hands. Syracuse has been the capital of the Syracusan despots for a long time. A centre of learning and technology in Mandragosia, they saw a lot of struggles with their Carthaginian neighbours to the southwest, as well as several conflicts with the other Greek city-states in the region. With the city under our control, our men and advisors wonder how we should treat our old enemy. There have been people asking for us to sack the city to the ground and bring everything of value back to Roma. So the marvellous city will become a new essential part of Rome. We'll take the important artifacts but keep the city unharmed. Or the city is ours for the picking. Well, what do I do with these? They are Hellenic, so I think what we'll do, we'll bring the most important artifact back to Rome, which would give us some gold. And, I mean, the research points, do we need them? Not really, essentially. So yeah, let's bring the artifacts back home. We'll keep the city unharmed, but we'll loot a little bit and bring it back home. Why not? The Selenian elite, the Heraclean elite, and these are... What do we do with these? I don't want to put them to death. They're a good-natured man. We're honest and good-natured. So as an honest and good-natured man, we might let them we'll banish... I don't want to banish them. No, we'll imprison their leaders and we'll let the rest disappear. Yeah. Well, we'll imprison the leaders and we'll let the rest disappear. It seems what an honest, good-natured man would do. Imprison the leaders and then let the other people survive it out. Anyway, that was fantastic. And this is going to be the end of this episode, people. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to hit that like button down below. And if you want to see some more Imperator Roleplay content, then please do consider fabricating a claim on the subscribe button. I do apologise for the lateness of the video. I did plan on releasing it at 6 o'clock this evening, but I had to push it back a little bit later because I got emergency called back into work again. So I've not had as much time as I would have liked to be able to finish it at 6 o'clock, hence why it's been released a little bit later this evening. But anyway, as per usual, thank you so much for joining me, and I shall hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.